Hey everyone, welcome back to PMP Exam Express. I'm Mark, and in today's session, we're working through 10 realistic, scenario-based questions covering scope, schedule, and cost management. These questions are exactly the kind of reasoning-focused items you'll find in the actual PMP exam. We're not just giving you the right answers, we're going deep into the logic and theory behind each one. So let's continue with question 11. Here's question 11. A team member informs you that a cost overrun is expected due to a resource issue. What should you do first? A. Inform the sponsor immediately. B. Stop the work until new funding is approved. C. Evaluate the impact and update the cost baseline. D. Remove the resource from the project. The correct answer is C. Evaluate the impact and update the cost baseline. Let's talk about this. When you're managing a project and someone raises a red flag, like an upcoming cost overrun, your instinct might be to run straight to the sponsor or make a fast change. But as a certified project manager, you're expected to lead calmly and strategically. Your first step is always to assess the impact. How serious is the overrun? What are the causes? What are your options? You can't manage what you haven't analyzed. Only after you've understood the potential consequences can you propose meaningful solutions, like revising the cost baseline or escalating with proper evidence. Now, this approach aligns perfectly with the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, specifically Section 4.3, which talks about delivering value by balancing scope, schedule, and cost. It also connects with Section 5.3, which emphasizes managing cost performance and financial resources responsibly. Question 12. Estimating technique. A project's budget was developed using expert judgment and historical data from similar projects. What estimating technique is this? A. Bottom-up estimating. B. Three-point estimating. C. Parametric estimating. D. Analogous estimating. The correct answer is D. Analogous estimating. Let's break this down. Analogous estimating is like saying, this looks a lot like that previous project, so let's use similar numbers. It's based on experience and historical information. It's faster, but also less accurate. This is covered under estimating techniques in the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, specifically in Section 3.6.3. where traditional and adaptive estimating methods are compared. In Agile, as referenced in the Agile Practice Guide, teams also use relative estimating techniques like story points, which are conceptually similar to analogous estimating, focused more on velocity and comparison than exact figures. Question 13. CPI and SPI interpretation. The Cost Performance Index is 0.75 and the Schedule Performance Index is 0.80. What does this indicate? A. Under budget and ahead of schedule. B. Behind schedule but under budget. C. Over budget and behind schedule. D. The project is on track. Correct answer is C. Both CPI and SPI are below 1. That means the project is spending more than planned and completing less than planned. Not good. These metrics come from earned value management, which is emphasized in Section 8.4 of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, under Measurement Performance Domains. Question 14. Planning for budget control. At project initiation, the sponsor tells you to ensure budget is not exceeded. Which document should you develop? A. Risk Management Plan. B. Budget Statement. C. Cost Management Plan. D. Performance Baseline. The correct answer is C. The cost management plan defines how costs are estimated, managed, and controlled throughout the project. This is laid out in Section 3.6.1 of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, under Planning Performance. It sets expectations for budgeting and how you'll stay within it. In Agile, budgeting is flexible and frequent, and the Agile Practice Guide, Section 6.5.2, explains how teams plan funding per iteration or release. Question 15. Earned value scenario. A project has a total budget of $500,000. At month 3, $250,000 has been spent, but only $200,000 of value delivered. What does this mean? A. Ahead of schedule. B. Under budget. C. Over budget. D. On track. Correct answer is C. You spent 250 KLA but only earned 200 KLA worth of value. That's a cost performance index of 0.8. You're over budget. This connects directly to Section 8.5.1 of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, which details cost forecasting and budget control. Agile teams rely less on earned value, but use burn charts and velocity metrics for similar visibility. See Agile Practice Guide, Section 6.6. Exam tip. Always compare value earned versus money spent. If you're spending more than the value created, you're in trouble. Question 16. Schedule performance report. A stakeholder wants a report showing actual versus planned schedule progress. What do you provide? A. Change request. B. Performance report. C. Resource histogram. D. Lessons learned. Correct answer is B. Performance reports show actuals versus planned. They include charts, forecasts, and progress summaries. This is explained in Section 8.4 of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, focused on performance domains and metrics. Agile teams use burn-up and burn-down charts to track this visually. Check Agile Practice Guide, Section 6.6. Exam tip. If they want progress tracking, look for performance reports, not change logs or risk reports. Question 17. Analyzing delays. An activity was planned for 5 days but took 7. What tool helps explain the delay? A. WBS. B. Monte Carlo simulation. C. Variance analysis. D. Cost baseline. Correct answer is C. Variance analysis compares what happened versus what was expected. It's the go-to tool for figuring out why a task or cost went off track. Covered under Section 4.6 of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, which highlights performance monitoring. Agile retrospectives often serve a similar function. Teams reflect on why goals weren't met and adjust. See Agile Practice Guide, Section 7.5. Exam tip. If the question asks why something happened, variance analysis is your friend. Question 18. Schedule compression. A project team identifies multiple ways to shorten the project without changing scope. What should the PM consider? Select 3. A. Crashing. B. Fast tracking. C. Removing scope. D. Adjusting resource allocation. Correct answers: A, B, and D. Crashing means adding resources to speed up. Fast tracking means overlapping tasks. Adjusting resource allocation, like optimizing assignments, can also save time. These are part of schedule optimization, found in the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, Section 3.6.2. In Agile, release planning and time boxing ensure delivery stays short and focused. See Agile Practice Guide, Section 6.5.2. Exam tip, crashing BAs, more cost. Fast-tracking BAs, more risk. Pick what's appropriate based on project constraints. 19. You are validating scope with the client and they reject a deliverable. What is your next step? A. Close the project. B. Update the schedule baseline. C. Investigate nonconformance and initiate change request. D. Record lessons learned. Answer is C. You can't ignore rejection. First, figure out why. Was it an error, miscommunication, or requirements gap? Then, process the change through the change control system. This aligns with Section 4.5 of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, dealing with value delivery and quality control. In Agile, review feedback at iteration reviews and adjust for the next sprint. See Agile Practice Guide, Section 7.5. Exam tip: never skip investigation. Rejection always triggers root cause analysis and a formal change flow. 20. Your project is delayed due to regulatory approval taking longer than expected. What should you do? Select 3. A. Submit a change request to update the schedule. B. Reevaluate the project risk register. C. Review schedule reserves. D. Skip the activity to save time. Correct answers: A, B, and C. External delays happen. The right response is formal, analytical, and proactive. You need to update the plan, revisit your risks, and consider using buffer time. These actions are covered in Section 7.3 of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, 7th edition, under Managing Uncertainty. The Agile Practice Guide, Section 6.3, reinforces adaptability and constant reprioritization when responding to changing environments. Exam tip: avoid impulsive actions like skipping scope. Stick to process, documentation, and risk management. That wraps up our second section of 10 questions. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which section you'd like us to cover next. Until then, stay sharp, stay focused, and keep pushing forward on your PMP journey.